Good day, everyone. So in today's session, we're going to do logarithms. So I have these questions with me here. Let me just zoom them. Okay. So these are the questions from Math 1120. I have question 1, solve the logarithmic equation below. That one. Question 2, solve the logarithmic equation below. That is from 2016-2017 exam. And question 3 from 2023-2024, last year's Math 11 paper. Okay. So before we can delve into answering these questions, let's understand the laws of logarithms, which will help us to answer these questions. So the laws for indices, you must understand first this first law, which is when you have log of 1 base a, this is simply equal to 0. Why is it so? Because if you change this logarithmic equation into an exponential form, it will be 1 is equal to a to the power 0. A number raised to the power 0 is equal to 1. So 1 is equal to 1. So you must know this law. Okay. Then the next law we must appreciate is when you have log a base a log with the same base, that is simply just 1. Okay, because if you take this a, you change this logarithm into an exponential form, it will be a is equal to a to the power 1. Any number raised to the power 1 is the number itself, so a is equal to a. So we must understand this law. The next law we must appreciate is the law of converting a certain logarithm into a different base. So let's say I have log m base a. I want to convert this log into a different base, which is b. So I'll say log the same log m to the desired base over log the same desired base, which is b. Now we take the log of that initial base, which is a. So we must also appreciate this law. Other than that, we must understand these two important laws. We have addition of logarithms and subtraction of logarithms. For addition, we can have log, let's say log b base a plus log c base a. So how can we work out this? So this is simply equal to log, you just multiply the two logs. So a multiplied by c, and you maintain the same base. So this is the law of addition. For subtraction, we have log, let me use the same letters. So log a, this time around we are going to have minus instead of plus. Then logarithm of c with the base a. For subtraction of logarithms, you simply divide. So it will be log of b over c. We are dividing, we maintain the same base, which is a. So these are the laws you must understand. Now let's delve into answering the questions, those exam questions. So these are the questions we have. The first one, solve the logarithmic equation below. I think my mind misplaced to write the A for this particular question, but I wrote for these other two questions. Okay, so let's begin with question 1. So we have log x plus 4 minus log of 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. Mind you, the bases, these logs are in base 5, not 3. So the bases are in base 5. Okay. So I will say base 5, even there base 5. So this one, we take the scenario for the last logarithmic law we talked about. So this is the law of subtraction. So for subtraction, we said you take this log x plus 4, then you divide by 3x minus 2. Okay, then the same base, that is 5, the base 5 is equal to 0. You can take now this 5 to this side. In short, you change it into an exponential equation. So, and 5 to the power 0, it will be 5 to the power 0, which is just 1. Okay, so what we have is x plus 4 over 3x minus 2 is equal to 5 to the power 0. And we just said any number raised to the power 0 is just 1. So 5 to the power 0 is just 1. Okay? So this is what we are doing here. So we have x plus 4 over 3x minus 2. 5 raised to the power 0 is just 1. We say over 1 there, we cross multiply. So what we are going to have is x plus, write it here, x plus 4 multiplied by 1, it is just x plus 4 is equal to 3x minus 2 multiplied by 1, it is just 3x minus 2. Excuse me. Okay, so that is the one we have there. So we're going to have x plus 4, which is equal to 3x minus 2. At this point, you can collect the like terms. This negative 2 can come this side, so we can have 4 plus 2. In short, we have found the additive inverse of negative 2, which is positive 2. Then is equal to 3x. We find the additive inverse of positive x, which is negative x. So just say minus x on both sides. So 4 plus 2, that is 6, is equal to 3x minus x, that is simply 2x. To find the value of x, we divide on both sides by 2, and x will be equal to 6 divided by 2, that is simply 3. So we have x is equal to 3, and that is the answer. Okay? Alright, let's move on to the next question. The next question we have is from 2016-2017 exam. Solve the logarithmic equation below. Log x plus 1 base 5 plus log x minus 2 base 5 is equal to 1. Okay. So we have log, this is question 2, log x minus 1 base 2 then plus log, this is base 2 x plus 3 is equal to so this logarithm is equal to 0. Let me just check it out again. Okay, it's equal to 1. It's equal to 1, not 0. Alright, so let's solve it. So for this one, we're going to apply the law of addition of logs. So we're going to say log. For addition, we said you multiply the logs. So log base 2, but we multiply the logs x plus 3 is equal to 1. Okay? Let me just look at the question again. I think the bases are 5. The second question, yes, the bases are 5. The bases are 5. So they are in base 5. Base 5. Okay, so we can change this logarithmic expression in an exponential form. Let me go to the next slide. So what we are going to have is that we're going to have x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 3, which is x plus 1 multiplied by x, this must x minus 2 is equal to be 5 raised to the power 1. Okay, that is what we had. So we can multiply this. So we're going to say x multiplied by x is x squared, x multiplied by negative 2, that is minus 2x, x multiplied by 1, that is just plus x, 1 multiplied by negative 2, that is minus 2, is equal to 5 raised to the power 1 is just 5. So we can now say x squared, negative 2x plus x, that is simply negative x, then minus 2, this positive 5 can come this side, then we'll remain with 0, so it will be negative 5. So we're going to have x squared minus x minus 8, okay, is equal to, should be minus 7, negative 2 minus 5, that is negative 7, is equal to 0. Right, so let's now solve this. We have x squared minus x minus 7 is equal to 0. So the simplest way and the fastest way you can solve this is by using completing the square method. So with completing the square, you need to make sure that the coefficient of x squared is just 1. Then you look at b. B, the coefficient there is negative 1. So you multiply negative 1 by half. Then you square. Negative 1 by half is just negative half. So you're going to square, then add and subtract. Okay? But in this case, we are going to take negative 7 to the other side because we are willing to solve this equation. So you're going to add on both sides since negative 7 will go to the other side. Okay, so what I mean is we're going to have x squared minus x is equal to positive 7. Then the half of negative 1, which is half of b. So we're going to have x squared minus x. Then I said you add negative 1 over 2 square is equal to 7. Even on this side, you say negative 1 over 2 square. So the simplest way to factorize this, you need to factorize on the left hand side. So it is just x minus, you take the sign which is inside there, x minus 2 square is equal to, you use your algebra here to find the value. So it will be 7 plus negative 1 square, that is 1 over 2 square, that is just 4. Okay, so what we have is x minus 1 over 2 this one is squared is equal to, what we have on this side, we had 7 plus 1 over 4. So you can find 7 plus 1 over 4. You can just say, you can just multiply in short. You can just multiply 7 by 4, that is 28. 28 plus 1, that is 29. So we're going to have x minus 1 over 2 square is equal to 29 over 4. Then we can find the square root on both sides. We know that the results from a square root can either be positive or negative. So we're going to have this square and the square root to cancel. We're going to have x minus 1 over 2 is equal to positive or negative root of 29 over 4. But we can simply find the root of 4, which is just 2. Okay, so we can say root of 29, root of 29, root of 4, square root of 4 is simply 2. Okay, so what we have is x minus 1 over 2 is equal to root of 29, square root of 29 over 4. Then we can take negative half to the other side. So it will be x is equal to 1 over 2. Mind you, we said the result from a square root can either be positive or negative. Root of 29 over, sorry, here it was over root of 4. Root of 4 is just 2. Okay, so over to here. So we're going to have x is equal to, here, since the denominators are the same, you can say 1 plus root of 29 over 2, or x is equal to 1 minus root of 29 over 2. But if you check, square root of 29 is greater than 1. So 1 minus square root of 29 will give a negative. But there is no negative log. We can't find the negative log. So the only solution we have is this one, which is equal to x. So I'm going to say, therefore, x is equal to 1 plus root of 29 over 2, and that is our answer. Let's now move on to the last question. The last question was extracted from 2023/2024 exam. Solve the logarithmic equation. This is the last year question for Math 1120, which came on logarithm. Okay, let's solve this. So how is it even? It is log x plus 4 base 3 minus log 27 minus 2x base 9 is equal to 0. Okay. Okay, so the question is log x plus 4, this is in base 3, minus log, okay, minus log 27 minus 2x is equal to 0. So how can you solve this question? And this is in base 9. So you need first to convert these logs in the same bases. So it's easy for us to convert the log in base 9 to base 3. So we're going to say log x plus 4 base 3 minus, we can convert this to log 3, to log base 3. So we're going to have log of 27 minus 2x in base 3 over log of 9 to the third base, which is base 3. And we can evaluate this. Let me take this portion here. So when you have log of 9 base 3, 9 can also be written as 3 square. 3 square is. So you can take this to this side. Okay? So it can be 2 log 3 base 3. And we said if the base and the log are the same, this is just 1. So you simply have 2 multiplied by 1, which is just 2. So that's what we have as the denominator there. Okay, so we are simply going to say log open bracket x plus 4 okay, need to rub a bit this side. Okay, this is in base 3, then minus log, it was 27 minus 2x. We have converted this to base 3 over 2 is equal to 0. So we can now use the law of subtraction. So we're going to have log x plus 4 base 3 we are dividing by 27 minus 2x over 2. Dividing this is simply same as saying this denominator multiplied by half, multiplied by 2, because we have the denominator again, this fraction is over 2, so this can also be written as 27 minus 2x over, let me just rub this. Okay, let me write the entire thing. This expression can also be written as x plus 4 over 2. You just multiply the denominator by 2, 27 minus 2x. So that's the implication there. Let me just add other slides. Okay, I think there are enough slides. Alright, so that's what we have. So we have x plus 4 over 2 open brackets 27 minus 2x is equal to, it was in fact log 3 there, log base 3 is equal to 0. So you can take this to this side. You are simply converting the logarithm into an exponential form. So it will be x plus 4 over 2 open brackets 27 minus 2x is equal to 3 raised to the power 0. Any value raised to the power 0 is just 1. Okay, so that's what we have. So you're safe to say over 1. So we have excuse me, x plus 4 over 2 27 minus 2x is equal to 1. We say over 1 and we cross multiply. X plus 4 multiplied by 1 is simply x plus 4 is equal to 1 multiplied by 2 open bracket 27 minus 2x, simply 2 open bracket 27 minus 2x. Okay, so that is 2. So we can now say x plus 4 is equal to 27 by 2, that should give 54, minus 2 multiplied by negative 2, that should give negative 4x. Then you can take x this side, so it will be x plus 4x is equal to 54. This 4 will go to the other side, it will be minus 4. Okay, so what we have is x plus x plus 4x is equal to 54 minus 4. That is what we had, right? Okay, that's what we had. So x plus 4x, that is 5x, is equal to 54 minus 4, that is simply 50. To find the value of x, you simply divide on both sides by 5. Okay, so 5 and 5 can cancel. You remain with x is equal to 50 divided by 5, that is simply 10. So that is the value of x. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.